Okay, welcome back to your Caribou Data Science channel. Spain, today is October the 7th, 2020. It is time for your data COVID-19 analysis. Let's take a quick look at your numbers from yesterday, okay? Spain. Well, okay, Spain had one younger folks view the video and one older folks viewing the video. You know what? Thanks so much for those two views. I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch the video each day. Although, of course, it'd be fantastic if you would, of course, share the video. Click on the share button and share the video on Facebook and Twitter. And also, you can share it in emails and text messages. Of course, along with that, I'd appreciate a subscription. You click on the subscribe button and also click on the follow button, on the like button, okay? But in addition to that, a couple more favors today. If you click on the description below, you're going to see two links. The first one, if you're interested in data analytics and art programming, by all means, join me on Twitch this evening at 8 p.m. New York time. Secondly, I'm trying to start a Twitter channel. So if you click on that link to my Twitter account below and follow me on Twitter, that'd be fantastic. All right. So anyway, let's get on with the show here. We need to remind ourselves that Spain only records COVID-19 data Monday to Friday. So instead, they add Saturday and Sunday's numbers onto Monday's numbers. So let's just round this up to say 5 million deaths or 5 million cases for Spain right now, okay? And let's say 87,000 deaths. Now, if we look at these cases and deaths by year, you can see that your cases have already passed the 2020 cases. Now, of course, I'm not quite sure when the first case was back over here, okay? So anyway, if you look over here, the question can still be asked, how many of these people were vaccinated here? So the question is, how many of these people were vaccinated here? Okay, so this is about, which is 3 million deaths. So you've had over 3 million cases so far in 2021. Deaths, you know what? I'm going to hold out hope that even though you have over what, maybe 35,000 cases, deaths so far this year, I'm confident this number will not catch 2020's COVID-19 deaths. But the question still remains, how many of these people are vaccinated? Yeah, I know I sound like a broken record, but until some, of course, for all I know, in all honesty, people could be reporting those numbers. But if not, they certainly should be. Okay. So what you can look at during this last spike on July the 19th, you had 61,628 cases for a single day. By October the 6th, that number had fallen down to 2,303 cases per day, with an average of 2,551 cases per day. What about deaths? Well, let's just take a look here. Deaths is your numbers are kind of curious because you had a spike up here earlier in July of 2020, then that number fell down. But now in January 2021, the number spiked up. Most countries I've seen have a single spike here. This number continues straight up to sort of straight up into here someplace. This double dip here is kind of unusual. But anyway, let's take a look at the numbers so far this year. So you can see you spiked on February 8th at 909 deaths for a single day. By October the 6th, that number had fallen to 57 deaths, with an average death of 48.8 deaths per day. Okay. Now, what about weekly cases? Well, you can see you had this lull here. This is pretty typical. A declining, again, an increase in the second half of last year and a decrease in the first half of this year, followed by a relatively flatter period, lower number of cases during the summer up until July. And then July, for whatever reason, the cases started to increase. Whether this is Delta or what, I don't know. But the question still remains: how many people in this 2020 have been vaccinated before they contact the disease? But the good news is still that you see this long declining pattern in cases now, Spain. Okay. What about deaths? Well, you did see an increase in deaths in the first part of the year, but that never fell back off and it fell down to a low by July of 2021. Then it began to climb back up, and now for the previous 2, 4, 6 weeks, we've seen a decline in COVID-19 cases or COVID-19 deaths. What about monthly cases? We can see, unfortunately, okay, what you can see here is you can see September, or you can see, well, September 2021 was fell back down below these numbers over here and below the previous 2 months. Okay, so that's good news. That'd be 2, 3, 4 months in 4 months now when we've seen a decline. 4 out of the last 6 months we've seen a decline in COVID-19 cases in Spain. What about monthly deaths? Well, again, your deaths for August, September were a little higher than the previous months, but they're still the good news is still below these 6 months right, this 6 months high right here. Okay, not even close to this, of course. All right. So anyway, Spain, that does conclude your report for today. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by, and don't forget, to, of course, to click on the subscribe button, click on the like button, and click on the share button. Share the video on Facebook and Twitter today. Also, if you click on the description of the video below, you'll see 2 links. If you're interested in data analytics and our programming, by all means, click on that link and join me at 8 p.m. New York time for Dave's Data Analytics live stream on Twitch. As the title says, it's all about data analytics. Secondly, I'm trying to start a Twitter channel now. So I'd appreciate if you click on the second link, which is to my Twitter account, and follow me on Twitter today, okay? Thanks so much for your time, and we'll see you tomorrow with an updated report.